Snowflakes falling big and round, twinkling lights choking out the sound. Candy canes and gingerbread, the smell of Christmas makes me see red. Santa hats on every head, I wanna burn them, leave them all for dead. Oh, it's Christmas, what a drag! Tinsel dreams in a plastic bag. The joy, the cheer, it's all pretend. Come on, let's go piss off your friends. Shiny bows on every gift make my teeth ache. Skating rinks and snowy drift feel so fake. Hot cocoa spills on frozen ground. The carolers sing, I just want them drowned. Deck the halls, yeah, deck them with rage. Rip the script, tear up the stage. Silent night now, scream it loud. Flip the slate, crush the crowd. Oh, it's Christmas, here we go. Fake smiles under mistletoe. The lights, the bells, it's all a scam. Come on, let's go ruin the fam. Snow keeps falling, bury it deep. This town's joy is a promise I won't keep. Christmas is here, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and cheer. I'll be outside smashing reindeer. Oh, it's Christmas, what a drag. Tinsel dreams in a plastic bag. The joy, the cheer, it's all pretend. Come on, let's go piss off your friends. Oh, it's Christmas, here we go. Fake smiles under mistletoe. The lights, the bells, it's all a scam. Come on, let's go ruin the fam. Snow keeps falling, bury it deep. This town's joy is a promise I won't keep. Christmas is here, yeah. Go ahead and cheer. I'll be outside smashing reindeer.
Okay. How's it going at work?
Well, I just decided I'm not going to let Satan win, so I went back to work.
Good for you.
I made that up in my mind, you know. So,
Yeah. Good for you.
instead of letting him keep me down and keep me down. Yeah.
Yeah. Is social media getting kind of crazy?
Yes, very.
Have you like thought about putting your stuff on private so people leave you alone?
Well, yeah, I've thought about it, but I don't. It's about Summer. It's not about me.
I get it.
Say all they want about me, you know.
I get it. I get
My
it.
life's tore up, but as far as I'm concerned, they can say anything they want.
There's a couple things that are being said on YouTube that's.
Hey, what we're listening to is very short. It's not long. I think I have it. It's 6 minutes. Yeah, 6 minutes, 18 seconds. This was a tiny little piece of a phone call Jay is for Justice shared. We're going to listen to it, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the few things. There's only like 2 things in here I feel were important to listen to. Hey, Miss Little Dev. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Little Dev. Hey, Twister. Hey, Moonshine Girl. I hope you guys are all well tonight. Hey, Kylie. Did you get my comment? I said I'd look after my live. I just seen your comment. Okay. So we're going to watch this, and then there's a couple things I want to talk about in here.
Kind of bothering me. Yeah. And I wanted to know from you if I could set those things straight and ask you about those.
Yeah.
The first thing is about a life insurance policy.
No, there's none. We can't even afford regular insurance for our kids, like dental or anything like that.
Yeah, there's a YouTuber that's saying they know for a fact that there was a policy taken out on Summer by you. Yes, by you guys 2 months prior.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, see this stuff that's being said is just, and that's why I hear it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna call you and ask you because it's irritating to see all that, and it's really misdirecting, the search for Summer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
So absolutely, there's no life insurance policy.
No.
Thanks for clearing that up. And then also his daughter that went missing.
Yeah.
For clearing that up. And then also they're talking about, Rose's daughter that went missing.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Rosie? I mean, that's Candace's mother. That's Candace's sister.
Yeah. Rose is the sister. I'm sorry. Right. Yeah, they're saying that there was also a life insurance policy on her that Grandma had taken out, and they're trying to connect the two. And I know law enforcement has specifically said there is no connection whatsoever.
None of this is important to me. This is not what we're listening for. But keep in mind that this was not even a month after Summer had gone missing. This was July 11th, 2021. Yes, welcome in, everybody. Thank you, Little Dev. You're amazing.
Between her and Summer disappearing. So that's another thing that I would like to clear up, that, thousands of people are watching these videos and they believe it. Yeah. And, I want to be here to kind of clear that up, to keep the focus where it should be.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It's absolutely crazy. And then too, the FBI called me, or the TBI called me and said that somebody set up a YouTube account in my name and called some woman and told them that I buried her. Facebooked her and said I buried her body out on a lake. So they was out there for hours searching for her body.
You have got to be kidding.
And I was in church. They couldn't get a hold of me. So when I did get a hold of them, they actually...
Early on, we knew they were following up on tips because we heard Dawn say July 11th. TBI said that Summer was put in a lake and Dawn put her there. That's what he's telling Jay is for justice. So they went and searched this lake and called Dawn up, questioned him about it. Did any of you hear about this? Because I haven't. I didn't know they searched the lake for summer, so I'm real curious about that. And I'm happy to know that they were following up leads extremely early. Keep in mind, this was like all around the time that the lie detector test results were coming out, and Dawn was all over the news. You'd forgotten about it? What flies on the coleslaw? I've never heard this until today, today. I wonder what lake they searched. I know something about BS. In her little group, there was a lake somewhere out by her, but that was months, even years later. Strange.
And I said, no, I would never do anything like that.
These people need to stop. They need to stop.
Yeah.
So they were searching out there because they thought it was actually you that made the account?
Right. Yes.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So are they looking into who made that account?
I hope they are.
Yeah, me too. They need to be prosecuted.
They're just wasting the police's time.
Absolutely.
Another little girl got gone in Elizabethton, 14 years old. And I'm sure many others that I haven't heard about yet.
Yeah. I saw your friend from church went on a YouTube. Yeah. The guy, David is his name?
David Dodson, yeah.
Yeah, David. David, what a nice guy.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. He was talking about something about a red truck that was found without the plates or something.
That one didn't have anything to do with anything.
Oh, it didn't?
That was just, yeah.
But was it your neighbor's truck?
No, my neighbor has a truck. It's a Dodge, but it has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, okay. So the Toyota Tacoma is something totally separate that they're with the buckets and the ladder rack?
That picture is not the truck. But somebody's seen a truck like it parked at the bottom of my driveway.
On that day?
That's strictly from TBI, and that's just hearsay. Somebody's seen it.
Oh, that's
parked
it.
At the bottom of our driveway around the time Summer got gone.
And that's.
So that's the first time I heard. I always heard the truck was seen on Ben Hill Road. I never heard it was parked at the bottom of the driveway. Have you guys? Yeah. Was this... He didn't know this was recorded. She didn't put very much of it out. As a matter of fact, she was upset and she quit playing it because people were complaining about her taking donations or putting up for Civis Bank for donations to go to the boys and to go to the rescue squad. At that time, I didn't see no problems with that as well. So the Wills had the boys. Now, what I did have a problem with was them fixing the house when we didn't even know what was going on. It was the beginning of the investigation. A bunch of people going up to the house, causing issues up at the house, causing issues for the neighbors, fighting with people like Jody, Sue, and Andy, causing confusion. That was a problem I had at that time. That Pamela Sanchez was something in them Facebook groups. Aw, we just drop them over here anyway. If you visit, we drop your link, flies. Little Deb's on it, huh? She's amazing. All right, let's finish this up.
It's really the only eyewitness tip, isn't it?
Yeah, we haven't heard. Yeah, that's it. It's absolutely.
Gosh, Don, I'm so sorry for everything you guys are going through. I mean, I can just tell you're devastated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I sent him the Nerf guns and it was delayed by Amazon. Okay. And I was like, it's probably because of where you live. It probably takes a little extra to get up there. So I'm glad they got them.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure you got it.
I love the shoes and everything.
Well, those didn't come from me, so I don't know who those are from, but I sent them the Nerf guns. 3 Nerf guns.
Nerf guns. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
So I don't know who else sent stuff, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure you received them.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome, Don.
But it's just like these kids are disappearing, and there's without a trace.
I know it. I know it.
Some evil is abounding in our country. I don't know.
That's all I'm playing of my call with Don. I just wanted to.
Okay, so that's the end of that one. Let me share my link if you guys want to hear it again or give me a view to support the channel. That would be great. And yes, flies. Little Dev is the best. Okay, so that's all I had to say about that one. The next one's another short video. This is about Tim Mullen and his effery. And it starts to get into Chris McDonough, which is something we're going to talk about next. All right, let's see.
Yes, we need to get into the Tim right now. Yeah, you guys saw how hot Tim was, he controlled Dawn that night. So Tim being called suspect number 4 was definitely a hot button to push. So we're going to go right back to that button because he is suspect. And now when I'm thinking of it and going back and seeing when I start talking to Dawn and how I know Tim Mullins was the one controlling him then, just how much control he had over Dawn, there's no fucking way that he met Dawn just in July of 2021 like he's trying to say.
So why do you guys suppose that Tim still has, in my opinion, so much power? I always felt it to be power, not control. There was times like when Dawn was in jail, Candace was very mad at Tim. Remember going back to the Candace and Tim call, you hear Candace say things like, Tim came up here, he didn't want me talking to the news, things of that nature. Hey, blank 704, how are you? Hi, Kylie, I didn't say hi. Hey, we Scottish. But what do you think of that? Do you think that Tim, to me, it's just so much power. It feels like no matter what goes on, Dawn and Candace get mad at everybody. We've heard them mad at every single human that they have been in contact with. However, they've never once gotten mad at Tim. At least Dawn hasn't. That's so strange to me. Don't you guys think? All right.
There's no way. He already very, very early on, before that, and even if he met in July, even to think of that time frame and how much control this man had just does not make sense. To the point where Don's trusting this random guy he's only known for a couple of days and turning away pro bono teams of attorney, multiple people, a team of attorneys, 5-star in Knoxville, pro bono. Nah, I don't fucking think so. Reminds you so much of 423 Chase. Well, they definitely probably knew each other. One man makes up a job for free to help with people. Yeah. Now, I have to tell you, I brought it up to Dawn too, and we'll see those texts. I was like, why was Tim Mullen trying to be media manager for Monkey Vaughn? And he goes, who's Monkey Vaughn? I'm like, Brandy Neal's son that's missing? Why would Tim Mullen try to be managing you guys and Monkey Vaughn's case? And
who remembers that? When Tim was trying to go after Monkey Vaughn's case, he was getting involved and Brandy turned him down immediately. But the strange thing is, Chris McDonough got involved around the same time, right? Who remembers when Tim wanted to be part of Monkey Vaughn? Like he wanted to branch out and be media manager for many people. And then YouTube was like, oh, hell no. And Brandy turned him down. Chris McDonough picked up Monkey's case, and Tim started to get really angry at Chris all around that time. Thank you, little Dev. You rock. All right.
Don was like, I don't know why he would do that. Isn't Michael Vaughn's case in another state? I said, yeah, I believe it's in Idaho. And Don was like, I have no idea because Tim lives here in Tennessee. He's currently in Greece right now. But
what do I think of Brandy? I think Brandy's a beautiful woman that's been through hell. I think she's just gone through a transplant at the same time as finding out for sure that her son is no longer here. I think that's heartbreaking. I think she's attacked when she shouldn't be. I think she's innocent. I think Tyler's innocent. I have a lot of respect for Brandy. I think she's been in the news. I don't think she's been drunk or high. I think she stood next to the cops, whereas we've seen Dawn and Candace have not. Not one time have we seen Dawn and Candace show up to a press conference. Yeah, why did they need a media manager? They could have had an advocate through TBI. That's absolutely correct. In 1 second here, let me go see. Oh, I don't know where it is. I have a phone call that I've made, and I've talked to Pruitt. Let me look and see if I can find it. Thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dev. I think she's been attacked, and I think she's a warrior. Prayers for Brandy every day, and I'm so happy justice is starting to be served. Yes, she's strong, extremely strong. All right, let's finish this video up.
But he lives here in Tennessee, Cher, so I don't know why he would be trying to manage someone in Idaho. So I don't believe that. That's just more bullshit and rumors that YouTubians are making up. So you can't believe everything you hear. Oh yeah, I have it all in conversations. But we know damn sure, because who are we going to believe? Tim Mullen or Brandy Neal? I'm going to believe Brandy Neal. So Don either does know he did that and is just lying, but if I'm being honest, it sounded like he really didn't have no clue and was actually confused why the fuck Tim would be doing that because of the different states and all being involved. But then he was like, well, I don't know, but Tim's just a really nice guy. Perhaps he just wanted to help. And so, yeah, so perhaps he's really just a nice guy and wanted to help or everyone made it up. It's just more YouTubian bullshit and rumors. So that's pretty weird to me too. That's strange to me. I don't know why it's strange. It just is weird because, they call each other besties. So, oh, let Daisy be mad. She went and showed my ass all around her channel and made money off of it. So, little Miss Daisy can be mad all she wants that I took a public picture, screenshotted it, and used it because she does help support the fuckery. She is a part of this bullshit, weird ass Brady Bunch bullshit Tim Mullen fuckery. She's a part of it. She could take my pictures and charge people and have to wait until there was 250 people in chat to show my ass off and then wants to get mad that I'm showing her face. Just her face now. Just her face.
Cher, I have to know, how could you even be mad about that? You sent a father of a missing child your ass. White boy showed it first. I feel like I got like an eyelash in my eyes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting here picking at my eyes. I might have to go in the bathroom and rinse my eye and redo my eyeliner. But it's her fault that everybody's seen her ass. What's with these girls out here on YouTube sending their nudes and half nudes to men? Y'all stop it. Stop doing that. Have some self-respect.
Ace, get the fuck out of here. But you know what? Go defend those friends of yours some more who wants to put out $1 million ideas and talks about their daughter being missing in charge or for $50,000, maybe adopted, and just thought it was hilarious to pretend to undig their missing daughter's bones. You go ahead and you keep being besties with that and calling me out because I'm so terrible. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so the next video is, oh, I should have played this one first. Cher had a conversation where she was on a 3-way call with Dawn Wells' father and Dawn. This is extremely interesting to me. It's 30 minutes long. Let's give it a good listen. This was so missed. I can't believe we didn't talk about this more.
There's something that you said Benny and Tiffany Marie are working on together tomorrow that they're putting out. I'll make sure I have my notifications on, as everyone else should see. I know, yes, you guys, the Hunter stuff going on. Allie, yes, I'm watching. Yes, we will discuss closer to the weekend. You know, I got to listen to a little bit more, and it sure feels like there's going to be an explosion of sorts happening. So I'm kind of waiting for the aftershocks of everything, and then we are going to discuss it. It's something about Chris and Josh. Wait, they're going to expose something. Wait, Benny and BK are going to expose something about Josh the Lab and Chris McDonough? Okay, let me check out her community post. Hold on. Here you go. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let me see here on Tiffany Marie.
Little Dev, you're awesome and you're on it. I was going to share with you guys. I had to pay my Etsy bill, so it wasn't showing my Etsy shop, and I didn't have my link up. I plan on working on it a little more tonight after my live. So if I disappear for Messenger or whatever, I'm going to be working on my Etsy, but I have some products in there, and that's a way to support my channel without going through Cash App or any ways that can be shown as a sort of money laundering, since I think there's so much of that going on. All right, guys.
Okay. Oh, shit. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. With the interview room. Whole truth, nothing but the truth. About Utah. Wait, what? So, okay. Oh, shit. Okay, so the interview room, this live stream is scheduled for 24 hours from now. I'd like to afford you the opportunity to be forthcoming about your dishonesty with this entire community regarding the non-existent case in Utah, your behavior in dealing with Dawn's siblings, the tactics you have used on them, on Don Wells and the public at large. You pledge to keep and hold true to your honor, never to betray your badge, your integrity, your character, and the trust of the public. You vow to always have the courage.
So she's reading, I'm going to rewind that a little bit. She's reading a message from Tiffany Marie, which is really strange to me considering Tiffany came out such a big supporter of Chris McDonough, Jeannie, and the sisters, and Mary. Tiffany had a sudden switch around the time she became friends really close with Benny. So it was interesting to me to hear Tiffany's new response to Chris McDonough. Like a lot of this stuff really wasn't talked about deeply. Oh, it didn't work, little Dev? Okay, I'll figure it out. There might have been. I did it from inside my shop, so that might be why. I'll share the link again in my community post after my live as soon as I get a chance. But you're amazing. Thank you for finding that. Okay, I'll fix the Etsy link. Okay, so yeah, I'm just really curious, you know? Okay, let me rewind.
To hold yourself and others. I'd like to afford you the opportunity to be forthcoming about your dishonesty with this entire community regarding the non-existent case in Utah, your behavior in dealing with Don's siblings, the tactics you have used on them, on Don Wells and the public at large. You pledge to keep and hold true to your honor, never to betray your badge, your integrity, your character, and the trust of the public. You vow to always have the courage to hold yourself and others accountable for your actions and theirs, to uphold the Constitution, your community, and the agencies you served and claim to still serve. Please do the right thing, the honest thing. You made a promise to me over 2 years ago that you would do no harm, that you could be trusted, that you could handle the human beings involved delicately and with care. You failed to do all those things, and I have sat horrified while you have abused your power and have taken advantage of the vulnerable individuals whose hearts are wide open for Summer, all while being preyed upon by a retired law enforcement officer. The time is now, if ever, to tell the Summer Wells community what is truly going on and to be open. Well, this should be interesting because I did, with Dawn's wanting me to request the Utah files like Josh did, and I was basically told no go. So I did offer to pay for it because I would have paid for it. Yeah, so and Don requested it at that time, and you guys all heard Don ask, "Hey John, hey Brandy," you guys all heard me. Don requested that I asked for it because he wanted to make.
I was getting my link and missed the whole thing. I went back to listen to. That one works. Good job. Thank you, Lee Scottish Mom. There it is, little Dev. All right. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that the sudden change in Tiffany Marie, like she was really close when she left AB after you didn't see her much associate with Chris McDonough. You didn't hear much of her and Jeannie, which is something I'm going to start going over soon. I want to go over some Mary and Jeannie stuff. I have one of Lab's. Josh is ready to go to start editing. So we're going to start going over some Jeannie stuff and some Mary stuff. I've had a conversation with Jeannie, and I agree with this post that Tiffany wrote, because when I talked to Jeannie, to me, she seemed to be a little upset with Chris McDonough and what he was doing. She supported her sister Mary, but she didn't understand Chris McDonough's such involvement. She didn't want to be brought out to YouTube. She just wanted help finding Summer. All right. Good job, little Dev. All right. Let me know what you think in the comment the chat.
Sure, the whole thing was put out. Now, again, this does go back. I do question, and this is not slamming at all, because he's the one who's a detective, not me. I don't know. I know there's all kinds of things they're allowed to do. Not.
Yeah, Tiff, that's my issue with Chris too. Was, you know, after speaking to Jeannie, she's extremely sweet, and she was taken back. Hey, I hope your son's doing okay, Tiffany. I'm glad to see you in here and that you're out there. I've been worried. And when I showed your live the other day, I hope you didn't think that was an attack. I was just going over some of the stuff. But I did hear Ziggy reading some stuff about your son. If you want to update the chat, I'd be more than happy to update everybody. I severed ties from Chris when he called me, threatening me over AB putting out the unredacted version of Hunter's interview. He explained he wanted Patreons only. So money. That's what I'm saying. He was out here for money. That's all it seems. And now he's doing, we're going to get into it in a minute here. We're going to talk about it, but he's going to do an interview with Fred Hill, which at this point you can't hinder the case any longer. But that's, in my opinion, what Chris was doing. Thank you for that, Tiffany. Wow, that's interesting. Share whatever you need to. David is in the hospital. We just really need prayers. I appreciate it. I didn't know you shared anything, but share what you need. Anything to help Summer. Absolutely. I hope your son's doing okay. As a mom of a son who's been in and out of the hospital from birth, I know how hard it is. And Ziggy said that you have a lot of travel and you have a GoFundMe. If you want to put your GoFundMe link in my chat, I'd be more than willing to share that for you. It's rough, guys. Remember that when you're staying in the hospital, it costs a lot of money, and it's not like you can get home. Things are very uncertain right now, but we have hope. We're going to keep the prayers coming over here, okay, Tiff? Promise. We Scottish Mom says your son's in her prayers every night before bed. Thank you, We Scottish Mom. Let's keep them coming, okay? All right.
Allowed to do whatever. I personally feel and can say from my experience in dealing with the Utah detectives that the whole YouTube thing destroyed their cases, because like they're definitely not, they should never have been continuing contacting Dawn and all of it. There's so much done that, yes, a lot of it was put on YouTube right away and stuff. So yeah, I'm on with this. Yeah, I'm on. I mean, I don't like it. And I've told Mary that I don't like it. The cases didn't get treated fairly because of YouTube, which means they should never be put on YouTube. And I would think a detective should have known better. Mary has told me that, she felt at some point that Chris kind of put, they were on the YouTube and then they started the cases, filed the cases. And then Mary told me it was some time since Chris even had contact with Mary. So, but I think Chris was very upset because the detective was a no call, no show to do whatever it's called, I'm blanking on it, of speaking with Mary and, recording it all and all of that. And Chris was there for that, but this detective, they didn't call or show. It was all handled very wrong, all of it. And I've said that from day one. So I don't know, what is she saying that interview that Josh showed?
Tiffany, and not just Jeannie. There was 5-6 other women that were in the same position where Chris was harassing them, making them go press these charges. He had such a vendetta against Dawn that it did. Tiffany's right. It ended up being abuse. I agree. Like I said, I had a lengthy 4-hour conversation with Jeannie, and she's the sweetest woman you would ever speak to, and she's very quiet and meek. She's funny. She didn't want her business out here. If you want, Tiffany, you could share the link. It would be helpful. An absolute sweetheart. Very mild-mannered.
It is not true, or because she can't be that mad that interrogation. Yeah. She can't be that mad that he played it if it is legit at this point, because I mean, do we all agree with everything that frickin' Tiffany Marie has put up? No. We all can't agree with what we've all been doing all of the time. There's just no fucking way. So I don't know. I'm confused, but let me keep reading. She said that they failed to do all those things. She sat horrified while they abused the power. This will, without a doubt, be one of the hardest live streams I have ever done. These women are human beings with beating hearts. Yeah, I think she's been getting into basically what I'm saying, and I kind of, now bashing Chris McDonough, I'm not for, because there's a lot of information that's on here due to Chris McDonough that none of us would have, and let's be freaking honest, we all want. So the people are gonna lie and say that they don't. Okay, why are you here then? But yeah, I'd have to say that I'm not.
I hate to ask, but I'm curious. What are your thoughts on Mary? Tiffany. I'm not happy with her. I feel like she also used Jeannie to get ahead and to get her cooking channel, and linked up with the quickest way to get money through Chris. But Jeannie loves her sister, so I try to refrain from saying anything, but it's getting hard. Right. I'm telling you guys, if you had a conversation with Jeannie, you would understand what Tiffany and I are talking about, because she is an absolute sweetheart. And what happened is not at all what she wanted to come out to YouTube and how this happened. She really did mean to help, not hurt.
I don't think that it ever should have been on YouTube. Like, it really honestly shouldn't, if they wanted their cases taken seriously. And Mark, my husband, has said that right from day one.
Yes.
It was a distraction all along, took away from Summer. But that's not on any of the victims either. This is not on them. It's the people who enabled them to come on YouTube. That's what I feel like. So I don't think we needed all of that information right now in time until, like, I don't know. We'll just leave that alone. Everyone here knows exactly. I've said it from day one. It's not a surprise. But I don't want to bash anyone, because it certainly isn't the victim's fault. They felt comfortable because, kind of like Tiffany Marie's post here says, he is got a badge. He's law enforcement. But yeah, I don't know. It just shouldn't have been. If it was me, do you care more about being an officer and handling this with care and handling these victims with more care and making sure that they can nail this son of a bitch as hard as possible? Then it shouldn't have been on a YouTube channel. That's where he isn't a cop, he's a YouTuber. And while he doesn't want people to have anything to say with what he's doing. And oh, Canada's lit up with warrants. Well, if you're a real cop, you know I don't have warrants out. So I already knew for a long time that Chris McDonough lies on YouTube just to get people all hyped. He did it with the stupid shed thing with Don. Like Don, hate Don all you want. That shed thing was nothing but for views and cliffhangers. And then he told everybody that I'm on the run and I have warrants and that's why I got deported to Canada. Well, you don't get deported. Like, no, I wouldn't have warrants still if I got deported. The warrants would have been taken care of and then I would have been deported. But no, if he knew that, he would know I've been across the borders multiple times since him saying that, and that it's just not.
What makes me really mad is that now Chris is going to interview Fred, but we have all been screaming for 4 years since Fred made himself public and hindered his own case a million times. Chris shouldn't have gone after Candace and Hunter and Jody, because not only, see, Tiffany's mad about Jeannie, but I'm also mad about Jody. This man was showing up at her doctor's appointments. She's going to get treatments, injections, and he's showing up at her appointments like, hey, like that's too much as a YouTuber. Lots of bank. I thought his first interview with Candace was informative too, but however, I knew from the very beginning him interviewing Hunter, the only witness to be with Candace that day, that was a hindrance of the case, in my opinion. But I did really like his interview with Candace, and I didn't think it touched too bad or caused any problems until they got up to the house. Now, when they went through the house, that was too much. There were things there maybe the police didn't want us to see.
Not true. Like,
and it caused a lot of chaos and speculation as well.
He makes up things. So right then and there, when I heard him say that I was getting lit up with warrants, I said, okay, well, this officer's, he's not a cop in my eyes no more. He's just a YouTubian, unfortunately. And it did.
I'll cut the clip, Tiffany. Yes, she told me about it on a private phone call we had. I have it recorded, and I've shared it, and Jody and I have talked about it on my panel, I think, once or twice. So yeah, he just showed up at her doctor's appointment, was stalking her while she was supposed to get an injection. It was in a private phone call that I had with her. I've shared it. I'll share the clip of it when I get a chance. Let me write it down. I wrote your live name down too. Hold on. Clip of Jody CM Docs. Okay. Yep. He was stalking her.
It just becomes this huge distraction, and that's all it's been. That's all anyone can talk about. And they did it to try and get Don convicted of being guilty of something, but we still don't know what is he guilty of because there's no summer. Okay, he's this bad guy. And Don did confess to things, but at the same time, it was to, we know what it was for. Hey sis, cotton candy boobs.
Also, you're going to hear how after he was done with Candace, in my next video coming up, you're going to hear how he says, oh, and I waited around for Dawn. As he says, Dawn wants power, but Dawn wouldn't meet with me. And I only shared a very little bit of that. I'm going to share a very little bit.
Caught him saying something was said in a totally different way that was put out, excuse me, in the first place. Yeah, well, and it kind of seemed like he was getting annoyed with, he was making it seem like he didn't think TBI was taking him very seriously at all. No, we've all felt that way, but He's so beloved because it's Chris McDonough. No, I think Chris McDonough and Josh Lab has gotten some good information put out. We're specifically speaking about should open cases for victims have been put on YouTube before things were handled. Not saying it shouldn't have ever been, but I think it should have been handled a little bit differently. But I have said that from day one. That's not news. That's not new for me or this channel. So bye. So the sound on here is really sucky because Don's got me on one phone on speaker while speaking on to his dad on another phone on speaker. So it's loud.
Try to sleep with you. How long ago was that? Oh, I thought you said she did. Oh, yeah.
Here you see Dawn's trying to push his dad to say that Jeannie tried to sleep with the dad. No way in hell. After speaking to that woman. Can you take Milo downstairs? I don't know. Hold on, guys. The pups.
What's the matter with you? Oh, you're worried about her kid.
The cat. My little dog's scared of the cat. But yeah, I forget what I was saying. Oh, Dawn's trying to push his dad to say that Jeannie tried something, and the dad says that didn't happen. And then Dawn's like, well, I thought you said, and the dad says, oh yeah, well, this one time.
What do you think? She's trying to ruin you or what? Yeah, she did something. I didn't get her with the man here. Yeah. Damn good thing you did that. She's tearing my world apart, and she's live right now on the podcast talking to that ex-detective, telling him all kind of crazy stuff. Ain't exactly, I admitted my part. I tried to apologize on live TV, that whole 9 yards. I told her I was sorry. I was younger, I was stupid, but she ain't admitting to any of her part of it at all. Oh well. I tried. Tried to apologize to her, but she's not accepting an apology.
Okay.
That's what I don't understand. When I was in Utah, I went up to her and I told her, I was like, when I was younger and stuff, I know I was out of line and I wanted to apologize to you. And she just gave me a big old hug, everything, and just said, don't worry about it. And now she's done a 180 and just flipped it all around. Because this Chris McDonough guy is just, begging her to do this video and all this and that on live TV to ruin my name any way she can, I guess. I don't get it. It's not bad enough I lost my daughter.
So the way his father talks in that, his dad seems to definitely know about the abuse. Yeah, sounded like he was just kind of going along with what Don. Yeah, definitely very generational. Yeah. Generational of this kind of abuse. And you hear Don says, well, my parents left the pornos out and my parents are doing this and that. And, it's my parents' fault. And then it's the victim's fault. So, well, that's the man right there he's talking about. Hold on. What did he say? Now, right at the beginning of this call, too, there's a girl's voice. And if you listen very closely, I hear the word hospital, but I don't know. Hold on. Did you hear that? Yeah, he did say we.
Ever try to sleep with you? How long ago was that? I didn't know she did. Oh, I thought you said she did.
So right there, he says, so Dad, when did Jeannie try to sleep with you? And his dad said, I didn't know that she did. And he's saying, I thought you said she did.
Jeannie ever tried to sleep with you? How long ago was that? I didn't know she did. Oh, I thought you said she did. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it went from I didn't know she tried to sleep with me to Don saying, oh, I thought you told me she did. And then he said, well, she did try it one time. What the freak?
What do you think? She's trying to ruin you or what?
So Jeannie apparently tried something with his dad, and when he went to the bathroom, but he just kind of stayed away. I'm sorry. I call BS on that.
Damn good thing you did that.
Do you think it was try to ruin you? Like, wait, so the victims come out, and you're just saying, oh, that's just a way to ruin you. Like, that's how he really thinks. Like, listen how he speaks. Like, it's like men's right to molest their sisters and victimize women, but how dare they ever speak out about it? Because that's just trying to ruin us. Anyone else knows that the closer shit gets to the fan, whether it's Summer's case or the sisters, the louder, crazier, and meaner Don gets. Absolutely. That's very much true. Thank you for that, by the way.
She's tearing my world apart. She's live right now on the podcast talking to that ex-detective, telling him all kind of crazy stuff. And exactly. I admitted my part. I tried to apologize on live TV.
Okay, YouTube is not live TV. You have not actually done live TV because Dr. Phil wasn't even live TV. It was actually pre-recorded as he was being canceled, by the way, so the views were way down. He's been on a couple news things that are local Tennessee, but the way he's acting, like, sorry, you're not like on some big TV screen, national TV. You were on YouTube. And what you just did here, having me be a third-party caller on, is just confess to harming your sisters, and you're confessing it on the phone with me and your dad there, and you're borderline getting your dad to confess of some fucked up shit with me all there listening to it. What are we doing?
Oh my gosh, I thought I was sorry. I was younger, I was stupid, but
I was younger, I was
she didn't
stupid.
admit to any of her part of it at all.
You know, she ain't admitting that she was 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, she's not admitting that any of it's her fault. Remember, she ran to Don and tried putting her hand down his pants. Because, you know, at 5 years old, her evil plan was to ruin Don Wells in case his daughter ever went missing one day. That's what the victims are thinking. I'm sure of it. See, so the dad, hold on, I'm going to shut up for a minute, but the dad, this is why I really do not like him, what his response are, sorry, Mary, Jeannie, whatever, but I don't like the response here because Don's telling his dad, oh, well, I confess to telling his dad, so his dad already knows, and we already all know that his dad already knows what he's done to these victims, and here he is again confessing it. Oh, well, Dad, I said sorry on live TV, and now she's just out to ruin me. I did it, you know, and we all know I did it, but, like, I tried to apologize. She won't own up to her shit, and you're going to hear his dad say, of course she won't. What the freak? I don't understand why these ladies would want to have any kind of relationship with this man at this point. I don't know, because that is absolutely insane. Oh, Jaded gifted 5 members. Wow. Hi, River Mom. Good to see you. Melody. Hey, Nanas. So, yeah, okay, let's listen to the father's, now, let's listen to him confess to his father and me again to molesting and raping his stepsisters, and then his dad's response.
He's live right now on the podcast, talking to that ex-detective, telling him all kind of crazy stuff, saying exactly, you know what?
Absolutely, yes. And much more has been sent to all of the detectives, Chase Livitz. Yep, absolutely, you already know. And these are from August 22nd, 2021 at about 7 o'clock p.m., by the way.
I did my part. I tried to apologize on live TV, the whole 9 yards. You know, tell her I was sorry. You know, I was younger, I was stupid, but she ain't admitting to any of her part of it at all.
Of course she wasn't. You heard it right there? That's terrible. Of course not. And there he is, like, even upset on Don's behalf. How dare Mary not accept an apology from him on live TV? Should have planned that pay-per-view $1 million deal, Don.
I'm going to look for that. Cher did a whole live one time, and she talked all about how Dawn wanted pay-per-view. There was talk about Dr. Oz at one point. There was Dr. Phil. I think Dawn wanted to go to these other places to get his story heard. However, how come he never went to places like Good Morning America or CNN or Fox TV? He always went to places that would pay him, not ones that wanted it for free. With Tim Mullins as the media manager. Well, Tim, you've done a real fucking bang-up job. Not.
That's what I don't understand. When I was in Utah, you know, I went up to her and I told her, I was like, you know, when we was younger and stuff, I know I was out of line and I wanted to apologize to you. And she just gave me a big old hug, everything, and just said, don't worry about it. Now, she She done a 180 and just flipped it all around. Because this Chris McDonough guy is just, begging her to do this video and all this and that on live TV to ruin my name any way she can, I guess. I don't get it. It's not bad enough I lost my daughter.
You guys, wild. Yeah, it just acts like, normal behavior, which is disturbing. Definitely disturbing. I didn't see the comment, but remain calm. Please get better soon. I see people telling you to get better soon. I don't think I've ever heard Don Wells mention it on the news live. Yeah, live TV, YouTube. Yeah. Yes. Utah, Tennessee, Arkansas, Wisconsin, TBI, FBI, Pruitt, Lawson, everybody and their moms have gotten copies. Yes. Utah, Tennessee, Arkansas. Because you'll hear a partial of this clip that I play where he talks about Summer gets adopted out for $50K cash. Now, I'd rather hear that than she was traded for drugs $50K cash, which was the original story of the Summer and $50,000.
Utah. Here's the whole 9 yards. I dropped the whole 9 yards. I dropped her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever. This is here's the whole 9 yards. I dropped her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever. This is probably way the whole 9 yards. I dropped her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever. This is probably way huger than anybody realizes.
Interesting. Yeah, he's like a monkey, yeah. 50,000 sounds like he put more into that idea. It's not the first time he's mentioned 50,000, because don't forget that Benny and I broke the $50,000 and Mr. Share. It was us that brought it to the internet. I originally actually gave it to JS for Justice, because if I broke it, Don would have known. And Don, when he said that, was like, oh my God, you didn't record me, did you? You didn't put that out there, did you? But yeah, it's not the first time. So you guys have heard it. And he's texted it, he says jokingly, but why would you joke that? But yes, it's been mentioned, but not mentioned as $50,000, someone paying them $50,000 to adopt Summer. Like I said, I'd much rather hear that than the other story that was said of it being drugs. Yes, I did. Nobody has to ask, was anything sent to the law? You bet your ass it was. This is why a lot of things have not been played for over 2 years, and I was just holding on to it. That's why you can tell part of this still isn't being played publicly for you guys, because I don't know. Because there wasn't a time, I don't recall ever hanging up the phone with Don, Candace, Robin, or any of these people and not thinking, okay, this is fucked up. Not one conversation ever sat right to me with these people. So I'd be a fool to think that it's sitting right with everybody else talking to them too. There's just no way in hell. Sorry. There's just no way that I'm believing that. Absolutely.
Here's the whole 9 yards. I dropped her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever. This is probably way huger than anybody realizes. The only one that might even have an inkling of an idea is President Trump.
Right. Yeah, you guys got to bring Trump into this.
When he was When he was talking about draining the swamp, this is what he was talking about. This is why people hate him, because this is huge. It's taken. If he's, if he was trying to take $59 billion away from the so-called swamp.
It's way huger. Yeah, he said it's way huger than everybody knows, just like Donald Trump would say. As usual, Wonder Train, right? Always trying. Yeah. It's way huger. Yeah, he said it's way huger than everybody knows, just like Donald Trump would say. As usual, Wonder Train, right? Always trying. Yeah.
But I can get her to tell her, just, I just didn't talk to her for a while.
No, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to worry about it no more. I'm tired of running from her.
Right.
And her bullshit. I've been paying for this shit my whole life. She's done this shit to me my whole life, and I'm done with it.
Right.
If you notice now, take out subscriptions to their channel.
No, I'm not going to worry about it. They can't prove nothing. What I done with Jeannie, I admitted to. And I apologize to her for that. But other than that, I'm not worrying about it.
Okay. What Chris McDonough presented in that January 2022 livestream is deeply problematic on several levels: legal, ethical, and investigative. Throughout the entire broadcast, he blurs the line between being a YouTuber and acting as if he is an official investigator on Summerwell's case.
Okay. I can assure you, everybody tonight, that there is an investigation active, ongoing. I will not discuss the progress of it, but I can assure you they have this. They have my other phone call. And I got a sense, and this is just my sense, that there's a larger picture going here.
Repeatedly references his past career in law enforcement, his connection to the Cold Case Foundation, and his supposed communication pipeline with the authorities.
Of what I've been trained to see, and thousands of others in law enforcement and in the counseling business, doctors, lawyers, and others. We've seen this pattern. And so now, for me, the question is, I'm going to play it one more time.
This framing gives the public the impression that what he says carries official weight, when in reality he is a private citizen making a live stream. By placing himself between the audience and law enforcement, he creates the illusion that his analysis and conclusions are part of the actual investigation. That alone is dangerous, because real detectives do not reveal active material, diagnosis, or alleged confessions on YouTube. In the transcript, Chris takes a vague statement from Dawn Wells. "What I done with Jeannie, I admitted to them and I apologized to her for that," and instantly elevates it to what he calls a full confession. But it isn't a full confession. Dawn does not describe any explicit acts, dates, or legal elements of a crime. A real detective or prosecutor would never call this enough to prove rape or sexual assault in a legal environment. Yet Chris publicly amplifies the line, declares it as fact, and builds an entire psychological and moral narrative around it for thousands of viewers. This is not responsible investigative work, it is entertainment dressed up as authority.
So I don't know about you, but what we just heard there, and what the authorities heard, was a full confession. Now, the details of that confession will be worked out by DW and the authorities. But what was really important here is the fact, the last couple of words.
Another major issue is the way he merges Dawn's actions as a child with Dawn's actions as an adult. Chris frames everything from age 12 through adulthood as one long, uninterrupted predatory career. without separating juvenile behavior from adult conduct, as the law requires.
So we hear him talk about events that lasted over 7 years. From the age of the victim being 5 to 12, he nonchalantly says, well, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I admit it. I told everybody what I did there, i.e., because he said it on my phone call. But I'm not worried about it. And so this is where I think it's important for us to understand why these guys do what they do. And so one of the things I want to let everybody know as well, okay, that Don falls into the category, since he's been doing this since he was a child, admittedly, i.e. 12 to 19. Okay. Jeannie was 5 to 12. And Mary, of course, is in there. And
juvenile and adult offenses are not legally interchangeable, and treating them as the same thing misinforms the audience and distorts the truth. Instead of clarifying the timeline, he blends decades of family trauma into a simple villain profile for a live stream. From there, he introduces an FBI offender typology, the power reassurance predator, and directly assigns that label to Don as if it is proven fact.
And they also typically return to apologize. Now, let's listen to this call again.
It's okay.
But I can get her to tell her just, I just got to talk to her for a while.
No, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna worry about it no more. I'm tired of running from her.
Right.
And her bullshit. I've been paying for this shit my whole life. She's done this shit to me my whole life, and I'm done with it.
Right.
If you notice now, take out subscriptions to their channel.
No, I'm not gonna worry about it. They can't prove nothing. What I done with Jeannie, I admitted to, and I apologize to her for that. But other than that, I'm not worrying about it.
He is classic. No empathy. He's beyond feeling. He does not care about wrecking. This is only one life. Only one. There are a lot more. I think we can all agree to that. That the word, of I'm sorry to him, that's where he feels, I said I'm sorry. Okay. Yet here she is, a grown woman, and he's still trying to manipulate her. Now that's why I've held this for as long as I have, because now everybody has had an opportunity to see how he operates. Just used the 911 call recently. Well, she apologized to me. The first news clip, it was a misunderstanding, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
The FBI itself warns that these topologies are general investigative tools, not diagnoses, not evidence of guilt, and absolutely not something to be applied publicly to uncharged individuals. Chris uses the model to create certainty where none exists, and then uses that certainty to speculate about motive in Summer's disappearance. This is profiling as performance, not as investigation. Chris also overstates legal realities. He tells the audience there is no statute of limitations in Utah, as though this automatically guarantees a prosecution.
Okay. There is no statute of limitations in Utah where this occurred. Thank goodness.
He does not mention that whether charges can be filed depends on the specific act, the ages involved, the laws in place at the time, and the ability to actually prove events that allegedly happened more than 40 years ago. By simplifying the law for dramatic effect, he raises expectations among victims and viewers that the system may not be able to fulfill.
About Summer. And what happened was, when she went missing, Jeannie reflected back and said, "That's me." And immediately called TBI. It was 30 years later. But she got the courage, okay? It got the courage to face her demons.
One of the most harmful leaps he makes is the attempt to connect decades-old sexual abuse allegations to Summer's disappearance. He repeatedly suggests that if Summer had been injured, particularly in a sexual way, she could not be taken to a hospital and therefore her disappearance might be connected to a cover-up. None of this is based on stated evidence from TBI or law enforcement. This is speculation fueled by an emotional narrative, and it turns Jeannie's personal trauma into a storyline to fill gaps in the Summer Wells case.
Is it possible that if this was an accident, there is a deeper reason why that child should not be in front of medical authorities?
The live stream is also structured like a show, not an investigation. It contains long intros, pleas for likes and membership support, travel anecdotes, shout-outs, and entertainment music at the end. In between, he presents deeply emotional subject matter, family sexual assault, childhood trauma, and the disappearance of a 5-year-old girl.
On behalf of Summer, and this is where this conversation is about Summer. Social media now, the power of it has given it to him. It's empowering the power reassurance predator. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. As we all continue, which we have, and continue to do so, we stand with SA victims. We support them. Okay? Because look at his character traits, or their character traits. Low self-esteem, which permeates their life. They're described by others who know him as being gentle, quiet, and even passive. That's pretty interesting how he has this public persona of all of those traits. All of them. If we think about it, the fact that there was an action by Jeannie to come forward when she heard the age of Summer, what she did there was she transferred herself into Summer's circumstance. So now, does that "they can't prove anything" statement apply to not only her, i.e. Jeannie, but is it possible it applies to Summer?
By incorporating this content into the cadence of a monetized live stream, he commercializes trauma while claiming to stand with victims. His approach also risks contaminating witnesses and prejudicing any potential jury. He repeats his labeling of Dawn as a specific predator type, frames the audio as a confession, tells viewers that arrests are coming, and presents his interpretation as if it is inside knowledge of the case. In doing so, he is shaping public opinion before any charges exist. Defense attorneys in any future legal action could argue that the jury pool has been publicly influenced, and they would be right. Witnesses who watch these videos may also unconsciously adjust or reinterpret their memories based on his analysis. This is exactly why active case material is not released publicly by real investigators. And most importantly, this hurts Summer's case. Every time the narrative surrounding Summer shifts to dramatic theories based on unverified psychological profiles, 40-year-old family trauma, and live stream speculation, the real facts get buried under public noise. It distracts viewers from the timeline, the evidence, the last confirmed sightings, the phone data, and the law enforcement statements that actually matter. By merging unrelated allegations with Summer's disappearance, he dilutes the clarity investigators need. He also risks pushing false motives, false narratives, and false expectations into the public sphere. When the public becomes convinced of a storyline that law enforcement cannot legally prove, it damages trust in the investigation. It also pressures the real investigators to address or debunk theories that originated not from evidence, but from YouTube speculation. Ultimately, Chris's approach doesn't bring anyone closer to finding Summer. It makes the search harder, noisier, and more chaotic. In the end, what Chris did was take a deeply personal family trauma, attach it to an unsolved missing child case, reinterpret it through a psychological profile, and present it to YouTube as a definitive roadmap to motive and guilt. He presented theory as fact, emotion as evidence, and entertainment as investigation. That is not justice for Jeannie. It is not justice for Mary. And it is certainly not justice for Summer Wells.
I'm gonna play it again.
Yeah,
But
it's okay.
But I can get her to tell her just, I just gotta talk to her for a while.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna worry about it no more. I'm tired of running from her.
Right.
And her bullshit. I've been paying for this shit my whole life. She's done this shit to me my whole life, and I'm done with it.
Right.
If you notice now, take out subscriptions to their channel.
No, I'm not gonna worry about it. They can't prove nothing. What I done with Jeannie, I admitted to, and I apologize to her for that. But other than that, I'm not worrying about it.
In that call, you can hear in the background, they're at Don's, he's at his house when he had called her, Mary. And you can hear everybody talking in the background. And there was even, I think, one part in there, but everybody's going to have to listen on your own and pull the data out that you feel is relevant for you. There are approximately 7 women. But this is where you start to see his MO. That's modus operandi. And Mary is his stepsister, Joyce. So this is how he functions. Don functions all about power. All about power. This is why he won't call me. This is why when he did call me, he transferred the conversation into an excuse as to why he would not call me or talk to me. In fact, when I was waiting around for him after interviewing with Candace, the first question I wanted to ask him, and which I'll ask him here, is tell me about your impressions of the waterhole. Because I'm curious. And then, I wanted to talk to him pretty deeply about, some of his behavior in the past.
Here's the link to that video, guys. If you guys want to give any of my videos another view and a like, it's helpful to the channel. I have one more thing to go over tonight, and that's Ziggy. It's a 6-minute video. Let's give it a listen, and then we'll talk a little bit.
Ziggy is about to tell us that Fred finally had a 4-hour phone conversation with Chris M. I am curious why it took Chris 4.5 years to have this conversation. Chris has interviewed all of the witnesses and quite a few suspects in the Summer Wells case. Let's give Ziggy a listen.
Come on now. Should have done this inside, huh? So we zip band it up in my jacket. And then take it, unzip them out of it. He loves this the snow. It's crazy. Oh, I'm ready for that warmer weather now. I don't. So I got some really, I think, good news that you guys are going to be left in suspense. And I hate doing that to you, so sometimes I don't even like to tell you. Let me cross this street, traffic awareness and all. Look how slow people are moving. Whoa, the snow truck's passing the... It's like a freaking racetrack out here. Whoa.
Like she never seen a snow truck in her fucking life. Whoa. Maybe they'll hit you next, Ziggy.
This snow right here, walking through this part. Once we get on the side road, we'll walk on the road. So we've been working behind the scenes with anybody that will listen to us and can make things happen. And we finally got our talk with Chris McDonough. We spoke to him for 4 hours last night. He wants to keep the information private for now, so I want to respect that as far as what was discussed and any audio he may have or whatever. So that's all I can say. But it was a 4-hour call. I'm not even joking. So you can imagine he was pretty interested in what Fred was saying. And at least that's what that's how I got. He was, I think, pretty shocked about some things too. So I think this is really, really good and that way he can compare it. He has some connections and he can, instead of these rookies on here who have zero experience, and he has connections, and he is a member of the Cold Case Foundation, and he has a way of getting information that we can't. So he said he's going to compare some things and see what he can make happen, or let's see what we can do. So it was a very, very, very good call, guys. Extremely, definitely overdue. And I'm thankful that we got to talk to him. So, there's some other things we can kind of get this over with. So I'm excited, guys. I'll give the haters something to talk about. I think it's funny. Let's give them something to talk about. A little mystery to figure out.
This is interesting to me. The case has been so hindered I do not believe nothing more could hurt. Do you think Chris M. will attack or believe Fred Hill? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like this video and share. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.
So what do you think? I wonder how it went. I wonder what Chris McDonough is going to do with Fred's million stories. Ziggy mentioned that he said he's going to compare some things. So I wonder if Chris is going to go back and compare Fred's words like we've all been doing for all these years where Chris has ignored Fred. I wonder why it took him 4.5 years to do this interview with Fred. Right. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm excited to see how Chris handles it, what side he's going to take, what he's going to do with Fred's lies. I think the case has already been so hindered, it don't matter. We've already had Fred back out of a big channel share, getting the lie detector test, right? I'm excited. I want to hear it. I should go. Let me go while I'm on this page. Let's go see if Chris put anything. He did a Where's Summer 7 days ago. See you tonight. Nothing. He didn't even write that he had a conversation. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Thank you, little Dev. You rock, man. You do so good. But he didn't write nothing on his posts or anything about it. So I'm excited, I guess. I want to see how it goes and if he's going to share it. I hope after hearing Fred's lies, Chris will do the right thing for the first time and turn it in a TBI prior to taking it here. And I hope that we see some movement with Fred. Because I just think that Fred has given so many stories and lies and changed so many things that someone like Chris could be an asset at this point, 4.5 years later, when it comes to Fred. However, it's been 4.5 years and Fred hasn't shut up. Hashtag Fred said. So is it going to really make a difference? What do you think? All right, guys, that's all I had for you today. I'm going to head off. I'm going to go make some more content for tomorrow, some more clips. Hopefully I can come live. We had a really huge snowstorm. It's nasty out. Our electric kept going out today. I was worried it was going to go out while I was live. Thank goodness it didn't. But peace and love. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to go like my videos and watch my videos that I shared with you guys tonight. It really does help the channel. And check out my Etsy. Little Deb's been sharing. We got the right link to work. Yay. It might be because they done search and Van Hill. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's why Chris finally wants to do it. Oh no, a big truck hauling horses overturned in Nashville. I'll have to look that up, Marie. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Hit the thumbs up. Peace and love. Good night.